Anyway, enough about failing bourgeois democracy in the US. Let's check out how elections were recently conducted in the socialist nation of Vietnam. For that, we go to MMN correspondent Luna Ooi.
Hello, this is Luna Ooi reporting in from Da Nang, Vietnam. About 1 month ago, Vietnam held a general election to choose representatives for our National Assembly and local people's committees.
Vietnam holds general elections every 5 years, using a system loosely based on the Soviet-style election system, but with unique innovations suited to Vietnam's material conditions. Our elections are rooted in Marxist-Leninist principles of democratic centralism, which seeks to balance democratic free speech and open participation with centralized unity in action.
Vietnam also follows the Soviet-style election campaign procedures. Every candidate gets equal opportunity to speak and share their platforms.
Nobody is allowed to spend any money on advertising or promotion, and candidates are not allowed to seek or give donations for their campaigns. In this way, every candidate has the same amount of time and exposure to constituents when campaigning.
In addition, any political debates or attacks against other candidates are prohibited in Vietnam.
When presenting their platforms, candidates aren't allowed to address or talk about each other. They are required to focus on their own platforms, plans, concerns, and goals, and to answer questions from constituents in the audience. These policies are intended to keep candidates focused on the concerns of citizens and their own policies, rather than the spectacle of debate and personal attacks.
Each candidate is given equal time to speak and present their platforms in local community meetings directly to constituencies.
This year, meetings were held virtually and streamed to small local gatherings, both to decrease the risk of COVID-19 and to make it more convenient for local residents to attend meetings. 16 days after the elections were held, on June 10th, Vietnam just announced 499 candidates who officially became national representatives, up from 483 in the previous 5-year term.
Contrary to many reports from Western NGOs and media outlets, candidates do not need to be Communist Party members to seek election in Vietnam, and independent candidates are not filtered out by the Fatherland Front.
The Fatherland Front, known as Mặt trận Tổ quốc Việt Nam, which directly translates to National Front of Vietnam, is the political base of the People's Power in Vietnam. It consists of 44 member organizations, including the Communist Party of Vietnam, the National Women's Union, the Vietnam General Confederation of Labor, which represents workers' unions in Vietnam, the Vietnam Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, ethnic minority groups, and many others. Notably, out of 1,000 committee members of the Fatherland Front of Vietnam, only about 200 members come from the Communist Party and the government combined.
The Fatherland Front does oversee candidate approval in Vietnam, but no candidate has ever been barred from seeking election for political purposes.
In this election, out of 499 national representatives, we have 14 people who are non-party members, which is about 2.8% of the national electorate. Compare that to the USA Senate and House of Representatives, which combined has only 4 senators and representatives who are independent or third-party candidates, less than 0.75%. So, Vietnam has nearly 4 times as many independent national representatives than the USA. While 15% of the population of Vietnam are ethnic minorities, in this election, 18% of National Assembly members are ethnic minorities. Also, the number of women represented in our National Assembly increased from about 26% to 30%.
If you want to learn more about election in Vietnam, check out my video, How Do Election Work in Vietnam, on my channel Luna Ooi, right here on Means TV. Back to you, Sam.